So while Chief Minor and the rest of the Rogers Police Department continued their investigation into Amy's assault, something strange was happening in the tiny town of Gateway, Arkansas. The town often only had one police officer at a time. That officer was Grant Hardin. The truth of Grant's time in law enforcement is far less impressive. In fact, his career was marred with early departures, excessive force, and
there was one guy that just did not like Grant Hardin. This man was named James Appleton. But in spring 2014, after only 4 months, mind you, as chief of police, Grant has a run-in with James, and it is not good. Grant had driven his police cruiser off the road and busted up the radiator. So then this guy has the nerve to go over to James's repair shop and demand that he fix his police vehicle free of charge, just because he believes he can, because he's Grant Hardin. And James told Grant, "I'm not gonna fix something you broke." But Grant responded, "You don't say no to me." And you can just imagine how that whole conversation went down. Bad blood was formed here. Pretty soon, the whole town, especially James, just had enough of Grant's After 4 months of terrorizing the Gateway community, the city council forced Grant Hardin to resign from his position as chief of police. Grant harbored this deep resentment because he lost his dream job. But then suddenly on February 23rd, 2017, Grant noticed that James was parked outside his property,
just innocently sitting there speaking on the phone with Mayor Andrew Tillman. And Andrew said that the call remained normal until James mentioned that there was a white Chevy Impala that had just pulled up behind him on the road. Meanwhile, iron shop owner and farmer John Bray was driving home when he saw the two vehicles pulled over on the side of the road. As he drove forward, John identified Grant Hardin as the Chevy driver and James Appleton as the truck driver. John was about a half a mile down the road when he heard a gunshot ring out, and John feared that the situation was dire, so he turned his own vehicle around and drove back to James's truck, and what he saw was absolutely horrifying. James had been shot in the face at point-blank range by a single gunshot round, and John immediately called the Benton County Sheriff's Office, and he gave his version of events. He said that Grant Hardin had shot James Appleton in cold blood. And in October of 2017, Grant went ahead and pleaded guilty to murder, and he was handed a sentence of 30 years. Because there was no trial, we don't know why he murdered James in cold blood. After his conviction, Grant's DNA was uploaded to CODIS to see if he matched with any profiles involved with other crimes. And sure enough, Grant did match with one other unsolved crime, a sexual assault that still had an open warrant in Rogers. And I know you guys know exactly what we're talking about here. Grant didn't deny that he was the one who assaulted Amy. He just went ahead and pleaded guilty and received an additional 50 years in prison.